Your presence changes rooms before you speak a word. The unseen force field surrounding your body, what we call the aura, communicates volumes about who you are and how you affect others. In my years studying the human mind and soul, I have observed how the strongest auras create the most complex lives. We all possess this energy field, but some burn so bright that ordinary interactions become challenging. Society prepares us to understand physical bodies and logical minds, but rarely teaches us about our energetic nature. When your aura carries unusual power, you experience life differently from most. Tonight I speak about something real yet invisible, something you have felt but perhaps never named. The signs that your energetic presence might be too powerful for the average person to process comfortably. This is not about ego or feeling special, quite the opposite. Having an extraordinary powerful aura often brings isolation and misunderstanding. It creates a responsibility many would rather not carry. Yet for those who have this gift, understanding its nature becomes essential for living well. The first sign appears in how you perceive time itself. Those with powerful auras often know things before they occur, not through logical deduction, but through a direct knowing that bypasses rational thought. Most people live primarily in the present with thoughts about past and future, but your consciousness naturally stretches like an elastic band, touching moments not yet materialized. This capacity creates problems in relationships because you respond to events that others cannot yet see. This knowing comes not from superiority, but from how your energy field interacts with time itself. Your aura extends beyond the present moment, touching the edges of what approaches. This capacity serves as protection, but also creates separation from those who live more firmly anchored in conventional time. When you notice this pattern, resist the urge to prove your intuitions correct. Instead, hold your knowing quietly when possible. Share it only when necessary and without expectation that others will understand its source. Your perception is not wrong, merely operating at a frequency others cannot always access. The second sign reveals itself in how people respond emotionally to your presence. A powerful aura acts like an emotional amplifier, intensifying what others feel when near you. People often become unusually animated in your company, or perhaps the opposite, where some grow quiet and withdrawn. Others might share deeply personal information shortly after meeting you, then look surprised at their own openness. This happens because your energy field interacts directly with the emotional bodies of those around you. Your aura stirs the unconscious, bringing hidden feelings to the surface. This quality makes you a natural catalyst for emotional authenticity. But many people fear such exposure. Excuse me. I recall a teacher whose students either loved or feared her classes. She did nothing unusual in her teaching methods, yet her presence alone seemed to make students face themselves more honestly. Some thrived under this invisible pressure toward authenticity. Others resisted fiercely, creating conflict where none existed in external reality. This quality makes your presence valuable in crisis situations where emotional truth becomes necessary for resolution. But in everyday interactions, it often makes others uncomfortable. Few people want their deeper feelings stirred without invitation. The third sign becomes evident in your relationship with solitude. Those with exceptionally strong auras require regular, substantial time alone. This need exceeds what most consider normal and often confuses those who care about you. Many with powerful auras discover this need only after extended social engagement leaves them inexplicably exhausted. The pattern seems mysterious until you recognize that your energy body works constantly, even when your conscious mind focuses elsewhere. Society generally views frequent solitude with suspicion. Our culture rewards constant connection and accessibility. Yet for you, these quiet hours aren't luxury, but necessity. They allow your aura to release what it has absorbed and restore its natural vibrance. The fourth sign manifests in your relationship with sleep and dreams. People with extraordinary, powerful auras rarely experience sleep as mere rest. Instead, their night hours fill with vivid dreams, spontaneous awakenings or sensations of traveling beyond the body. This happens because the veil between conscious and unconscious thins when your aura carries unusual power. While the average person's energy field contracts during sleep, yours remains active, continuing to communicate with the collective unconscious. You might experience dreams so detailed and coherent they seem more real than waking life. Or perhaps you wake repeatedly at specific times of night, feeling as if you've received information but cannot quite remember its content. Some report sensing presences in the room or feeling their consciousness separate from their physical form. This intensity makes conventional sleep advice largely useless for you, while others might benefit from emptying their minds before bed. Your night consciousness actively works with psychic material regardless of your intention. I worked with a businessman who hid these experiences for decades, fearing they indicated mental instability. Yet these night encounters provided solutions to problems his waking mind couldn't solve. Once he began recording and respecting these experiences, both his sleep quality and creative output improved dramatically. Rather than fighting these active night states, develop a relationship with them. Keep a journal by your bed to record impressions upon waking. Look for patterns in timing and content. Most importantly, approach these experiences as meaningful rather than disruptive. Your aura continues its work during hours when consciousness typically rests. This creates a different relationship with sleep, but not necessarily a problematic one. What others might consider sleep disturbances often represent your spirit's natural rhythm of, engaging with deeper levels of reality. The fifth sign appears in the strange clustering of meaningful coincidences throughout your life. Those with extraordinarily powerful auras become natural magnets for what I called synchronicity. Events connected not by causality but by meaning. You might repeatedly encounter the same symbolic elements across seemingly unrelated situations, or find that thinking about someone frequently precedes their unexpected appearance in your life. Resources you need tend to arrive just as the need becomes critical, often through improbable channels. This occurs because your aura communicates directly with the underlying patterns of existence. Your energy field resonates with the collective field, creating ripples that attract corresponding external events. What seems magical to others represents the natural operation of your energetic system. The challenge with this sign lies in how it sets you apart from conventional experience. When you share these occurrences, others often dismiss them as mere chance or selective attention. This creates isolation precisely when connection would prove most valuable. Learn to recognize these meaningful patterns without needing external validation. Document them for yourself, noting their timing and significance. Over time, you'll develop a personal language of synchronicity that serves as a reliable navigation system for life decisions. Your powerful aura creates a different relationship with causality itself. What others experience as random chance often reveals itself to you as meaningful connection. This capacity doesn't make life easier, but it does make it richer with significance and personal meaning. This sixth sign becomes evident in how people respond to you even before substantive interaction. Those with exceptionally powerful auras tend to evoke strong reactions, both positive and negative, that seem disproportionate to the actual exchange. Some people feel immediately drawn to you, sensing a familiarity that defies logical explanation. Others experience instant discomfort or aversion despite your best efforts at creating rapport. These reactions occur with minimal information about who you actually are. This happens because your aura activates the unconscious material in others. Your energy field acts as a mirror, reflecting back to people the parts of themselves they either embrace or reject. This mirroring occurs automatically. I observed this phenomenon consistently with certain therapists. Before speaking a single word of analysis, these practitioners would trigger profound reactions in patients. Some patients would transfer their deepest wounds and hopes onto the therapist immediately. Others would construct elaborate defenses against insights not yet offered. The strength of your aura makes you a particularly effective screen for others' projections. They see in you exaggerated versions of what they love or fear within themselves. This creates connections of unusual depth, but also conflicts of puzzling intensity. When someone responds to you with disproportionate emotion, positive or negative, recognize that you have activated something in their unconscious. Their reaction reveals more about their inner landscape than about your actual qualities or actions. This understanding helps you avoid taking these reactions personally. You need not internalize either excessive admiration or unwarranted criticism. Both represent the shadow work happening in your presence rather than accurate assessments of who you are. Your powerful aura will continue to catalyze these strong responses. The wisdom lies in recognizing them for what they are: projections, seeking consciousness, rather than true reflections of your worth or character. The seventh sign manifests in how your presence affects others physically and emotionally. Those with extraordinarily powerful auras often possess natural healing abilities that operate with or without their conscious direction. People may report feeling better after spending time with you, noticing reduced pain, clearer thinking, or emotional relief. Plants might grow more vigorously in your home. Animals often show unusual comfort in your presence, sometimes seeking you out when injured or distressed. The man I worked with discovered this ability only after a career change forced him to spend more time at home. His wife's chronic pain noticeably decreased on days he remained in the house. Plants that had struggled began to thrive. He had always sensed this capacity, but dismissed it as imagination until the pattern became too consistent to ignore. This healing presence comes with a shadow side. You likely absorb the disharmonious energies you help transform. This can leave you carrying discomforts that don't belong to you, experiencing symptoms that appear suddenly and disappear just as mysteriously. Learning to distinguish between your own authentic feelings and those you've absorbed becomes essential. Regular practices that clear your energy field, like time in nature or specific breathing techniques, help prevent accumulation of these foreign energies. The eighth sign reveals itself in your acute awareness of the energetic qualities of physical spaces. Those with extraordinary powerful auras respond strongly to the invisible aspects of environments that most people perceive only subtly, if at all. You might find certain locations inexplicably draining, while others revitalize you regardless of their aesthetic qualities. Some buildings might feel immediately oppressive despite their apparent comfort. Natural settings usually provide relief, though even there, specific locations affect you differently. This sensitivity occurs because your aura interacts more actively with the energetic residue in environments. Your energy field registers the emotional events that have occurred in a space, the intentions of those who created it, and the quality of energy that circulates there. But this environmental sensitivity often brings practical challenges. Housing searches become complicated when invisible factors outweigh conventional considerations. Workplaces that seem ideal to others may prove impossible for you. Even short visits to certain locations might require recovery time. Trust your body's responses to environment rather than dismissing them as irrational. Your nervous system registers information others miss. When possible, create a home space that serves as a sanctuary, carefully curated to support your energetic well-being. Your heightened environmental awareness represents another facet of your aura's power. While it creates limitations in a society that largely ignores energetic reality, it also protects you from harmful influences others endure without recognition. The ninth sign emerges in your relationship with life purpose. Those with extraordinary powerful auras typically experience a compelling sense of mission that transcends conventional ambitions for security, status, or comfort. You likely felt different from early childhood, somehow knowing you had something significant to accomplish. This sense of purpose often lacks specific content initially, appearing only as a certainty that your life holds meaning beyond the ordinary. This occurs because your aura maintains stronger connection with what we might call your soul's intention. The energy field surrounding you carries information about your deeper purpose, creating an ongoing pull toward authentic expression that proves difficult to ignore. A young woman consulted me after abandoning a prestigious medical career that had satisfied everyone's expectations except her own. Despite external success, she experienced persistent emptiness and eventually physical illness. Only when she followed her inexplicable pull toward working with children in nature did her symptoms resolve and her sense of alignment return. This clear sense of purpose creates both meaning and difficulty. It provides direction when others feel lost, but also sets you apart from conventional paths. Friends and family may worry when you follow this inner knowing, especially when it contradicts practical considerations. Honor this sense of purpose without requiring immediate clarity about its specific form. The details often reveal themselves gradually through experiences that test and refine your understanding. What remains constant is the knowing that your life serves something beyond personal satisfaction. Many with powerful auras struggle against this sense of purpose, particularly in their younger years. Modern education and career pathways rarely accommodate such inner callings. You may have attempted conventional paths only to encounter repeated obstacles or a persistent sense of emptiness despite outward success. The resistance you feel toward certain seemingly logical life choices often reflects your aura's wisdom rather than personal weakness or fear. Your energy field recognizes which environments and activities align with your true nature. This inner compass remains active even when your conscious mind has been convinced to follow more practical consideration. I remember a young engineer who abandoned a successful career despite family pressure and financial security. His decision appeared irrational to everyone who knew him, yet within months of following his inexplicable pull toward teaching disadvantaged children, his chronic health problems resolved. His creativity flourished, and a sense of rightness replaced his previous conscious anxiety. His powerful aura had been signaling misalignment long before his conscious mind could articulate it. Your powerful aura connects you more directly with your soul's intention for this lifetime. This connection provides a compass that others might envy, but it also demands courage to follow where conventional roads end and your unique path begins. As we conclude our exploration of these 9 signs, remember that recognizing unusual power in your aura brings responsibility rather than privilege. This recognition calls you not to separate from others, but to serve with greater awareness. The same sensitivity that makes ordinary situations challenging also enables extraordinary perception. The energy that sometimes overwhelms you also heals. The knowing that sets you apart also guides you toward your truest contribution. Integration of this power happens not through control, but through conscious relationship. Your aura's unusual strength requires your conscious participation. Without awareness, this power often manifests as disruption, both in your life and the lives of others. With awareness, it becomes a creative force serving your deepest purpose. Practical management of powerful energy includes regular practices that ground and clear your field, timing nature, creative expression, meaningful movement, and intentional solitude all support healthy functioning of your energetic system. These practices aren't luxuries, but necessities for someone with your sensitivities. Perhaps most importantly, find others who share similar experiences. The isolation that often accompanies unusual energetic power can itself become the greatest obstacle to using that power well. Even occasional connection with others who understand without explanation provides essential validation and perspective. Know that your powerful aura serves a purpose in the larger whole. In a world increasingly dominated by rational materialism, your natural connection to energetic reality offers an essential counterbalance. Your challenges arise not from personal weakness, but from carrying capacities our society has forgotten how to support. The very qualities that make conventional life difficult often prove most valuable in times of transformation. Your sensitivity, your knowing, your healing presence, your clear purpose, all these represent exactly what our world needs as it moves through its current evolution. So I ask you to accept both the gift and the responsibility of your powerful aura, to navigate its challenges with patience and its opportunities with courage, to recognize that what sets you apart also connects you to something larger than yourself. Your aura's unusual power does not make you better than others, only differently equipped to serve. Use this equipment wisely, with humility and intention. The energy you carry has chosen you for reasons your conscious mind may not fully comprehend, but your soul understands perfectly. Walk forward, knowing that the very sensitivity that sometimes wounds you also heals the world. The intensity that occasionally isolates you also transforms. The power that others find overwhelming carries precisely the medicine our collective moment requires.